Hello students, this is further continuation of the previous lecture video, that is key storage. So we already learned about key storage. Now we'll see in the key storage, we'll go for key backup and key archival. So first we'll see key backup. So you may have the question why we go for key backup. So as we already know that if you want to provide the security, for providing the security, key will play the important role. So that key you have to provide or store securely. So for example, as I already told that how to store the keys, either you can go for software or you can go for the hardware, and as after making comparison, if you are using the hardware based security, so in that you are using the hardware secure module to store the keys. So for example, if that hardware corrupts, or as we already know that, so okay, hackers will try to access the key from the HSM. So if they're not able to access that one, they can destroy the memory where actually that key is stored. So in that purpose, once if that key is lost, okay, so in that situation, okay, if that is the private key and that key is used for the decryption purpose, then what are the message you are encrypted, so that message is not possible to decrypt further because that decryption key is you lost here. So one more is digital signature. If you want to verify that digital signature, you require the verification key, and that key also if it is lost, then verifying that document is also not possible, which contains the digital signature. So in future, never you are not able to decrypt that message because decryption key is you lost, and in future you never able to verify that digital signature of the document because you lost the verification key due to this failures. So in that situation, we need to go for this key backup. Yes, you know that key is the small piece of data. So that data, once again, if you store, if that situation occurs, yes, then you can get that key if it is lost, if you are maintain the key backup. So that purpose you have to go for key backup, and it doesn't make the last difference to keep the backup of the keys because keys are contain the very small data compared to other data. Next is key archival. So as you know that for every key lifetime is there. Once that lifetime is expired, then you have to destruct that particular key here. So now before destruction and after the key lifetime, so what are the period you require? No, that period also you need to store the keys in that particular period. So that is what we call as a key archival. Key archival means what it is? Once the life of that key expired and before destruction you need to store that particular key, as you already know that. So that key expired, okay, expiration date of the key is over. So after that also, before that destruction in some time, same key you may require to retrieve that particular data, okay, whatever it is, okay, you are encrypted using that particular key data in future also. So that's why for every keys, okay, key archival is also very important. For example, once if it is expired, for example, if I take the any license, so then you also have the some time period to give the extension. So that time period only what we call as a key archival here. So if it is the life for that key is the 20 days or 260 days. Next you can give the temporary time period to key archive as a before destroying that. That is the extension is up to 20 days, 30 days, 1 month like that. Okay. So like that for all the license keys also you are having the expiry date. After that expiry date also you have the time for the extension here. So that extension period key or you can store in this key archive. Next is key recovery. So if you have lost any key, how to recover that? For recovering that key, you have to follow some mechanism here or process here. So that key recovery process must be done by whom? It must be done by the authorized user. You have the authority to recover that key, then only you can use that process to recover here. So this is about your key backup, key archival and the recovery. So for recovering also, what are the procedure you have to follow? That procedure is known by only the authorized user. So you have to prove that you have the authority to use that process to recover your key here. Next is usage of the key. Yes, everyone have some intention to use that particular key here. So which purpose, for pretend purpose you are using that key usage, that is also very important here. So under this key usage, you will get the key suppression, key change, key activation and key destruction. These are the three different purposes you are going to use the usage of the key here. So first we will see key suppression. Why we go for the key suppression, the need for key suppression. As you already know that for encryption you require the different key, for decryption you require the different key, and all these keys are stored or controlled by one master key. So now under the master key you can encrypt using the encryption key, and you can also decrypt using the decryption key, and also you are having the message authentication code key, that is the for checking the integrity. Like this you are having the different keys for different purpose. So that is what we call as a need for key suppression. So same key if you are used for the multiple purpose, then it's become the problem here. So we'll see about what problem arises, why we go for the key suppression. Next is enforcing the key suppression. So you have to enforce the key suppression. Now compulsory you have to go for the key suppression in some situation. I'll explain regarding those things also. And key suppression in practice. These are the three terms comes under in this key suppression. First we'll go for the why we go for key suppression. Here is the one example, and here you are using the PGK. This is the pin generation key, and this pin generation key is hidden using the HSM. It is stored in the HSM. So now in the HSM, if you want to store, for that you require the key, that is what we call as a SMK1 storage master key, and with the help of the storage master key, this pin generation key is encrypted, and after encrypting it is stored in this HSM. Okay. So now after that, whenever you want to export this PGK, now you want to export this PGK, then it extracts from the HSM model and it decrypts. Okay, it decrypts this PGK because now it is in the encrypted form here. So now you have to decrypt that. For decrypting, once again you are using this SMK1, that is storage master key, and you are decrypting this PGK, and later you are exporting that PGK, but you are not exporting that key directly. That PGK, that is the pin generation key, once again it is encrypted using the transport key here. Okay. While storing in HSM model, you are encrypting that one using the SMK, and while transferring that key to the person, that is what we call while exporting, you are using encryption. Okay, you are re-encrypting. While re-encrypting, you are using the transport key here. With the help of the transport key, you are encrypting this PGK and you are sending here. Now actually attackers want message authentication key here. So for that purpose, this attackers will import this message. Okay, this encrypted message is imported. Same thing, that is transport key you are using to encrypt this PGK, and it is sent to the that particular person, which where actually your message authentication key is stored here. See here, for encryption purpose you are using the PGK, and to get your message authentication code also you require the same transport key here. And with the help of that, attackers will send a request to receiver, I want the message authentication key here. When it is received by the receiver, so that receiver, what they will do here, so this PGK they will use as a message authentication key here. Okay, actually this is the pin generation key, and purpose of that one is different, but you are using for multiple purpose here. So for encryption purpose and also for message authentication purpose also you are using this PGK, and this message authentication key is encrypted using storage master key 2. Next it is sent to the as a ciphertext here. So this attack we call as a key masquerade attack here, because you are using the same transport key for encryption and to transfer the key, and also to get the message authentication key. And this PGK you are using as a what here? Pin generation key, and also you are using this pin generation key for the message authentication key. Same key you are using for multiple purpose, and that one is known by the attacker. Because of that they will perform this masquerade attack here. So that's why to prevent from this type of the attack we go for key suppression. Key suppression means what it is? For integrate purpose, that MAC key is different and your this encryption key is different. The pin generation key you are using for generating pins only, and you are using one more key as a MAC key, then you can prevent from such type of the attacks here. Okay, that's why we go for key suppression. Next is, so to prevent from the masquerade attack, you can enforce the key suppression. Compulsory you have to enforce here. So for enforcing key suppression, either you encrypt a key using a specified variant key here. As I told earlier, for different purpose, for encryption different key, for decryption different key, for integrity purpose different key. Like that, if you are specified the variant key, so then you can enforce that. You will tell that is for every purpose you use the variant keys instead of using the same key for the multiple purpose. So that is if you are make the encrypting a key using the specified variant key here. One more is embedding the key in a larger data block here. Either you embed the key in a larger data block. If you want to embed the any key in a larger data block, then also you go for the key suppression. One is the employing redundancy. So employing redundancy, as you know that, so for encryption and for decryption you require the key. So for encryption and decryption, if you use the same key, then you call that one as the symmetric key. And for encryption and decryption, if you are using the different key, so then you call that as a public key and the private key. So public key it is used for encryption, and private key you are using for the decryption here. So now if you can embed such type of the keys in a larger data block, then you are employing the redundancy here. So redundancy means what it is? Same key you are using for encryption and also for decryption. Or you can use the key blocks here. Okay. So in the key blocks you are using the header. Header is the purpose. Which purpose you want a key? That one you have to specify here. And optional header. So optional header is the expiry date of the key here. Okay. And key, which key you are used for the encryption and which key you are used for the authenticator. As you already know that even if you want to use the any of the encrypted keys, if you want that one, before that you require the authentication. For authentication also you require the authentication keys here. And with the help of that authenticator you are using the MAC. That is the MAC key is the message authentication code, and this is you are using for integrity purpose here. So like this you are embedding your key in a large data block using the key blocks here. Okay. Public key certificates, you already know that. So public keys are means what it is? As the name itself it tells, it is public, everyone can access that. For accessing that you require the public key, and for that you have to prove your authentication. Means what? I am the genuine user, I have the authority to encrypt a message and I want to send to the another person. Here for encrypting I require the public key of that send, to whom you want to send that person. Public key you can use to encrypt, and whenever it is received by that person have the private key, and with the help of that private key they will decrypt here. Okay, so that is the public key certificates. As you know that in the digital certificate you can also embed your public key here. Like this, for multiple purpose you use the different keys, and what are the keys you are using? So those keys you embed in a larger data block here. So you may have the question here. So usually key suppression they avoid for which purpose? Maintenance of the key is very difficult. That's why same key they are planning to use for multiple purpose. But due to this problem you can make the suppression. While making the suppression you go for enforcing the key suppression when encrypting the key, and also for embedding the key in a larger data block here. So in that situation, maintenance of the key you can reduce burden of that particular key. Key separation in practice. Key separation in practice, as you already know that if you go for the any encryption techniques, so as we know that for encryption you require the key, and that key is stored with the help of the master key, and in the master key, okay, as you already know that the key hierarchy, encryption comes under the master key. So now with the help of that one you can store the things here. Okay, so this is about your key separation. Thank you.